a blast chiller is to a refrigerator. So ovens are meant to get cold food hot, and warmers are meant to keep hot food hot. Blast chillers are meant to get hot food cold. And the higher you set this temperature, because you can blast freeze, you can blast chill, you can blast somewhere in between. The thing you want to pay attention to is the temperature you're chilling at will need to be higher for things like broccoli and delicate things where you're going to freeze tips of things.
Okay.
Even if it's like shaved meat that you want to blast chill, it'll tend to dry it out. So you want to set the temperature it's chilling down to higher for more delicate items. If I'm going to blast chill a pot of refried beans, I can blast it with 0 degree air until it hits the temperature. Because if they froze a little bit, it really wouldn't matter. Whereas if I'm trying to blast chill broccoli, the tips would freeze and they'd be, so I'd want to have those at like 35 degrees while they're chilling down so that you don't end up frostbite on all of those. Other than that, then it's a matter of how long do you want to chill it. You know, there's a 90-minute window of cool down and all of that stuff that's all in the HACCP regulations and all of that. It's just, you know, it's going to be faster. Even if you just knock the heat off of it and you don't chill it all the way to the refrigerator temperature, you know, the worst thing in the world to do is load a speed rack full of 195 degree food and roll it into the walk-in, because the walk-in's not meant to pull that food down.
So this would be good for soups,
Soups,
gelatos and ice creams and stuff.
all of that. Even like,
How much space is over?
it's,
Oh.
I think this is 4 pans, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go look
Do
it
you know
up.
if it's sheet trays or a hotel
Sheet
pan?
trays.
Sheet trays?
Sheet trays.
That's perfect. Yeah, because we do 2
And you-
soups
and-
at a time. You just gotta-
Like everything, if you're going to do 2-inch layers, that's better than a 4-inch
Yeah.
deep pan.
Throw them in a
You
shallow
know,
hotel pan.
show them in shallow pans. The more air movement, the better. So if I have perforated sheet pans, that's better than a solid sheet pan. If I, you know, you can just play with all of those to,
Have them in shallow, that'll split them up into batches for the days too.
And then I
yeah.
can just pour them
Yeah.
and
Here you go.
for the
Heat
next
up.
one.
And then it, you know, and then it's how long do you want to chill it for?
Yeah.
Do you want to take it all the way to frozen, or do you just want to knock all the heat off of it?
So there's a setting that we need to set it when we put it in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can, you know, you can just, people try to make it a lot more complex than it is. If I set temperatures up where I'm not hitting them with freezing air, it's going to take a little bit longer, but it's going to keep those delicate products in much better shape. If I set them below freezing, I run the chance of chilling it, but it's going to chill it faster. You know, I could end up with it frostbite. But this uses wind chill factor, just like stepping outside on a very cold day. If there's no air movement,
Yeah, all the way at the very end.
it doesn't really feel that
Yeah.
cold. So if you're, you know, if you walk outside and it's 0 degrees and there's no wind, it feels cool, but it doesn't. And that's what going into the refrigerator is. And so this is at that wind chill factor, which is the same reason a convection oven cooks faster than a deck oven.
So the key thing is that we have done is obviously put it in the process and we have to
Take and make it part of the heat off of it.
Right.
And then get it in the cooler and then we separate it in batches for the restaurant. Like she'll come out during 3rd grade while I have an elective class and she'll start heating up soup and stuff for my seniors.
And I don't know, we used to get one of those data logs, the temp logs, and I'd do an experiment where it was a 2-inch pan, a 4-inch pan, and a pot. And how long did each one of those take to cool down?
I just use one of my temperature logs for the kitchen and just test it out. And
Yeah,
use it
and
every
just, yeah, and it's just, think about this temperature wise like you do on the, convection oven. It's just how cold it is gonna affect how much it chills or
We're pretty much
freezes.
using it for soup. That is pretty much mainly all we're gonna be mainly using.
And
Well, some of those
if it's a,
Yeah.
if it's a soup that breaks, if it freezes and breaks, then you're gonna set that up 35, 36 so that it never freezes that layer on it to break it. If it's something that doesn't break, throw that thing down, you could do it at 10 degrees and just let it chill it as fast as it'll chill it. Uncovered is going to be twice as fast as covered. It's, same sort of thing. It's, if it feels that wind, then it's going to be there. So,
Yeah, it's when it's starting to work as soon as
so if I walk outside on a, that cold day and I stand behind the wall,
All good?
yeah, that's the only complex. We got what, mixers and,
I did those though. I mean, it's nothing to it.
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
just gonna let him go since he's up next, and I'll cover everything else when they're done.
all right.
All right.
Cleaning for this, just like a
Cleaning,
regular
regular
cooler,
cooler, nothing
do
special?
the seals and
And,
everything.
and you're going to want to let it run all the time.
Yeah,
just
this
like-
is its new
Just
home
like the,
status.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't turn it off and turn it back on because
Yeah.
that's much harder on the refrigeration than just leaving it run all
We
the
pretty
time.
much keep this stuff plugged in even in the summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And you just, I'd unplug it whenever you decide to unplug your walk-in. I mean, just let it sit, and whether you let it sit in freezer or refrigerator is up to you. I usually let it sit in a refrigerated temperature just because it'll go from 35 to 0 fairly quick.
Okay.
And it's easier to pull it down than actually pull it up. I mean,
And
if you're at 10 degrees and you want it to warm up to 35, it doesn't really have a way of warming itself up.
It's real simple, touchscreen.
Yeah, and like I say, you got my cards, so just because I'm leaving right now doesn't mean you can't call me back later. And like I said, I'm a former teacher, so if you wanted to just have me in and talk about, why use this piece, that piece, or that piece, I'm happy to guest lecture. As a teacher, I always loved it when somebody else would talk.
We asked and they told us no.
And when I used to teach equipment class, I didn't know near as much about equipment as I do now.
So I'm just curious, it's just really a touch and then it changes? Or how do you change the?
And I'll grab them. I got a copy of the manual.
I don't know if I have a copy of
I don't know, because you can find it on the menu. So we'll try it like the other day, because a lot of them are missing.
Yeah, like I said though, we're gonna give you a whole O&M set of all those manuals. We don't collect the stuff out of there. We get them and make one
Oh,
big
like an
manual for it.
actual.
Yeah. Yeah, those usually get pitched.
We've been hoarding it.
We started putting them in a box because we couldn't find them all. We were like looking for them. We're like, they're all
And then like my seniors have to teach the juniors the equipment, so I was like, lose this, don't lose this.
These are that.
And
Okay.
they're not the best